This is Chris with Eagles. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris with Eagles, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. It'll all be down there in the description box, and I'm here to do my WWE Friday Night SmackDown December 9th, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about Friday Night SmackDown for tonight. Now we start off the night with the first match of the night, and it was the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions Jimmy and Jay the Usos with Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn, the Bloodline at ringside, versus Sheamus and Butch with Ridge Holland, the Brawling Brutes, for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Now, originally, it was supposed to be the Usos versus Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, but Drew McIntyre got taken out of the match because he's injured right now. He's supposed to be back eventually because it's not a too terrible injury, so he'll be back soon. And same for Roman as well. But yeah, he was supposed to be in this match, but other than that, Butch is replacing him. But we get to the match, and it was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. We get to the ending of this match, actually, where we see Sheamus taking control. Now, the referee was getting distracted by Butch because Butch was trying to get into the ring and stuff. And then that's when we see Sheamus lifting up Jey Uso, pretty much like about to hit Alabama Slam. But then Sami Zayn comes running in, and they was trying to do the same thing like they did last week. But then we see Ridge Holland gets on the apron, he clotheslines Sami Zayn, taking him out of the match. So, Sami Zayn couldn't interfere, and then that's when Solo Sikoa goes over and starts brawling with Ridge Holland, and then Solo hits spinning Solo onto Ridge Holland, pretty much onto the barricade, but into the timekeeper's area. So yeah, Ridge Holland got taken out for the rest of this match, and then Sheamus comes up, hit the knee to the face onto Jey Uso, pins him 1, 2, but the pin got broken up at 2, and then obviously Sheamus gets hit with a super kick at one point by Jey Uso, and then he, walks backwards and accidentally tags in pretty much Butch. Butch comes into the ring, he's going at it with Jey Uso, going back and forth, and while he got him at the ropes, Jimmy Uso tags himself in, so Butch don't even notice, and then Butch was trying to hit bitter ending onto Jey Uso, but Jey Uso lands on his feet, pushes him to the ropes, hitting 1D with Jimmy Uso, and Jimmy goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. It was all over there. So yeah, the Usos defeated Sheamus and Butch tonight in the tag team match and has retained the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. That's what happened. Really good match to kick off SmackDown. For that match, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it really good match to kick off the show. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then we go to the next segment where we see Kurt Angle. He's walking backstage, and he's actually with Gable Steveson, which I literally forgot about him because I know he got drafted to Raw last year and, never been on Raw. Last time we seen him was like at WrestleMania this year, so yeah. But yeah, Braun Strowman comes up talking to Kurt, and he goes like, "Wait, who's this?" And Kurt Angle introduces Gable Steveson. He goes like, "Oh yeah, you're the kid at the PC area and stuff. You need to come on SmackDown quickly because we need guys like you, and you could be the first one to get these hands if you want to." And Gable Steveson was like, "Okay, yeah, once I get up here, I'll definitely go after you first." So yeah, that's what he says in that. And Braun was like, "That's great. That's good confidence right there." So yeah, later on tonight, Kurt Angle will be doing his birthday bash. And then it has been announced that John Cena will be back on SmackDown December 30th as well, which I forgot to mention. But up next, we're going to be seeing LA Knight. He made his entrance to the way down to the ring. And then after he made his entrance, we see the Wyatt 6 logo pretty much popping up. And yeah, LA Knight will be on SmackDown up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, now we had LA Knight. He makes his way down to the ring and he starts talking about Bray Wyatt. How Bray Wyatt said last week that, he didn't do it, but if he would have done it, it would have been way worse than what LA Knight went through. So yeah, that's what LA Knight was saying. But then he starts showing clips and he goes like, "I know it's you, Bray Wyatt, it's obvious, but here's the clips." And he starts showing the clips of him getting attacked and stuff. And he goes like, "Well, here's one of the clips where you can see me get interviewed 3 weeks ago." And then all of a sudden when I open up the door, you see a masked man. It's one of Bray Wyatt's toys right there. And then he goes like, well, if you remember this one from 2 weeks ago, this is me getting crushed by that crate. And then in the background, you can see that mask again, one of Bray Wyatt's toys. So Bray Wyatt is obviously you that's been attacking me, and you know what? I'm going to go find you. And then all of a sudden, when that clip was getting showed and stuff of the set from 2 weeks ago, we see Uncle Howdy popping up, and he starts talking as soon as he takes off the mask, and he goes like, saying it's going to be a lot more worse. Everybody's going to, know it and all that stuff. So you might as well fall deeper and deeper into the darkness, stuff like that. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then LA Knight was like, you know what? Since you ain't going to come out here, I'm going to go look for you. And then he gets out the ring and starts walking backstage. So yeah, it looks like LA Knight's going to go look for Bray Wyatt. So yeah, that's what happened there. But then we see footage from earlier today where we see Legado del Fantasma get interviewed outside in the parking lot from earlier today, and they was talking about their family empire and stuff. But then all of a sudden, the interview kind of gets interrupted because you hear screaming in the background. We see Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler walking away, and there was Shotzi screaming in pain from her hand and all that. And then we see Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler get interviewed backstage, and they said, well, she didn't mind her own business and all that. It ain't her fault that she wants to keep on butting into things, but all you see in the videos, her screaming in pain. You didn't see us attacking her. So yeah, that's what they were saying. Then we see Liv Morgan and Tegan Nox come up talking about, well, you know what? You already done broke Natalia's nose. You broke Raquel's arm, elbow, and then you broke Shotzi's hand. So how about, you ever took us out, so how about that? And pretty much, it looks like they're trying to challenge them in a tag team match, it looks like. So yeah, that's what happened there. And up next, we're going to be seeing Legado del Fantasma up next in action. They'll be taking on the Viking Raiders up next in the tag team match. So yeah. Oh yeah, and it's announced that Roman Reigns will be returning to SmackDown next week. So yeah, Roman's coming back from his injury, it looks like. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, now we get to a tag team match. It was Eric and Ivar with Valhalla versus the Viking Raiders versus Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro with Santos Escobar at ringside and Zelina Vega's on commentary. Legado del Fantasma in the tag team match. And it was going okay, the Viking Raiders dominating and stuff. They threw Joaquin out the ring. But then all of a sudden, Hit Roast theme song plays. We see B-Fab coming out with a steel chair, sits down on the steel chair on the ramp, and then we see Hit Row coming up attacking Legado del Fantasma, laying all of them out outside the ring, and then gets into the ring, beating down the Viking Raiders with steel chairs, laying out Ivar, and then we see Ashante Adonis hitting a nice-ass DDT pretty much onto Eric, laying him out, and then we see Valhalla jumping on Ashante's back pretty much, and then B-Fab comes down there grabbing her, pulling her off, and then pretty much hitting a super kick to her onto Valhalla, laying her out, grabs her, throws her out the ring, and then runs her into Zelina Vega, laying both of them out. And then we see Joaquin Wilde jump off the top turnbuckle, getting caught in the air by Top Dollar, and then Top Dollar hitting a move pretty much like an attitude adjustment into a neck breaker, hitting it onto him, laying him out as well. So yeah, Hit Row standing tall, laying out the Viking Raiders and Legado del Fantasma. I guess the match ended in a no contest by DQ, so yeah, that's what happened there. So for that match and what happened after the match, I'll just give it 1 star. That's what I'll give it. But yeah, we go to the next segment where we see LA Knight. He's looking for Bray Wyatt walking backstage. He goes into the locker room, grabs a t-shirt, and we see the Wyatt 6 logo t-shirt pretty much. And then the lights go out, and we see LA Knight pull out his phone using the flashlight. He's looking around and stuff, and he turns around, and we see Bray Wyatt pretty much wearing a mask, and then the lights go out, and yeah, SmackDown goes on commercial. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty cool segment. LA Knight's about to get laid out, so yeah. But yeah, later on tonight we still got Kurt Angle's birthday celebration tonight on SmackDown as well, so yeah, many more stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, now before I talk about the 6-man tag team match, there was a few segments going on, like backstage. We see Kurt Angle's pretty much birthday celebration, partying and stuff, like, you know, you got Madcap Moss, Emma, and all them backstage, Gable Stevenson. But then all of a sudden we see a picture come up, getting in Kurt Angle's hands, and it was his son, Jason Jordan. Yeah, Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle reunited tonight. Father and son right there. True shit. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we get to a contract signing, actually, where we see Ricochet make his way down to the ring, and the Intercontinental Champion Gunther with Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci Imperium come down, and they was going to do a contract signing. Adam Pearce was in the ring, and he was talking about the contract signing, but then he gets interrupted by the New Day. The New Day comes out, and they say, you know how contract signings are, Adam Pearce. All you're going to do is Imperium's going to get mad about something and attack Ricochet, and, you know, it's just going to be a brawl and stuff. So you know how it is. And Adam Pearce is like, what are you talking about? I don't think it's going to end up like that. And Xavier Woods is like, do you watch enough wrestling? It always happens. And Adam Pearce is like, you know what? You got a point. And then the New Day gets in the ring. Ricochet signs a contract. Gunther signs a contract. They start going at it with some words and stuff. And then they get pissed off, and Adam Pearce is like, how about this? We'll get a crew down here, clean up the mess, and let's get an old-fashioned 6-man tag team match. And then we see Imperium and the New Day and stuff throwing out the furniture and stuff like that. And he goes like, well, that works out. Let's get the match started. The referee comes down. And then before the match even started, Imperium and the New Day and Ricochet starts brawling. Imperium got taken out the ring, getting laid out outside the ring. And then we see the New Day and Ricochet jumping off the top rope and stuff onto Imperium, laying him out. They get back into the ring. And the Imperium makes their way back into the ring. We get the 6-man tag team match underway. And it was a pretty good 6-man tag team match. We get to the ending where it looks like Imperium's going to pick up the win. Gunther tags in Kofi Kingston. Ricochet tags in Kofi Kingston. Gunther tags in Ludwig Kaiser. And both of them, Giovanni Vinci, and both of them was going at it and stuff. And then we get to the ending where the New Day was about to hit midnight hour onto Giovanni Vinci until Ludwig Kaiser come up, and Kingston had to jump on him and start laying him out and stuff. And then, Giovanni Vinci fights Xavier Woods off of him, and then Imperium starts beating down Kofi Kingston. They was about to hit the Imperium bomb onto Kofi. At that point, Giovanni tagged in Ludwig, so yeah, he's the legal man in this match. And they was about to hit the Imperium bomb on the Kofi, but then Kofi hits a Hurricane onto Giovanni Vinci, taking him out, and then Kofi and Ludwig was going at it, and then we see Gunther try and get involved, and he gets taken out. Ricochet comes in there going at it with them. Ricochet drop kicks Gunther off the ring apron, and then Xavier Woods jumps off the steel steps onto Gunther and Giovanni Vinci outside the ring. And then that's when Kofi Kingston hits the Trouble in Paradise onto Ludwig Kaiser. He tags in Ricochet. Ricochet climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumping off with the Shooting Star Press onto Ludwig, and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, the New Day and Ricochet defeated Imperium tonight in a 6-man tag team match. That's what happened. And then after the match ended, Gunther gets on the ring apron, and Ricochet goes up to his face and talking about, I never give up, and I ain't going to never give up, and I'm going to win that title next week. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff for the match and what happened before the match and all that stuff. I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was pretty good stuff. So yeah, and then after that, we see another segment with Kurt Angle's birthday celebration going on backstage. We see Alpha Academy come up, try and get in there, but, the guy wouldn't let them in there because their names ain't on the list. The Street Profits come up, and their names is on the list. They go partying and stuff, and Chad Gable and Otis is pissed off about it. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, later on tonight, we'll see Kurt Angle's birthday celebration tonight on SmackDown. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, now before I talk about the tag team match with Ronda Rousey and them, we got to talk about a few segments now. We see the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn celebrating and stuff. Sami Zayn was like, let's go ahead and get some dinner and stuff. They was like, oh, so you gonna buy it? Yeah, sure. And then Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa starts walking away, and Jey Uso holds Sammy back, and he goes like, "You know that Roman's returning next week, right?" And Sammy was like, "Yeah, why, what's up?" And Jey was telling him, he goes like, "Well, you gotta trim up the hair, the beard, and all that, look presentable next week, because I think next week is gonna be a big night for you." And Sammy was like, "Okay, I will." So yeah, that's what happened there. We'll have to see what happens next week. But yep, hopefully, I know it's going to have to be an ending, but Sami Zayn getting kicked out the bloodline, we're going to have to see. But yeah, that'll be next week. But then we get to another segment where we see Rey Mysterio getting checked on with his foot and stuff, because, you know, he did suffer injury and stuff, and he's with the doctor backstage. But then we see Scarlett come up, and Rey looks at, you know, the doctor and goes like, "Hey, call security." And then Karrion Kross walks up, sits down in the chair right next to him, and he goes like, "Rey, I just want to tell you, you're incredible in a way for not going after your son, since your son attacked you and stuff, and you got this injury and stuff like that. So, you know, gotta tell you that. But I want to tell you a little story. Scarlett's from Romania, and you know, she had this horse back in the day. It became a war horse and all that, but it was like a broken down old horse." And starts talking about the horse, and in a way telling Rey that, you know, he's going to be breaking him and stuff, because he's like a broken down old horse. So yeah, that's what Karrion Kross pretty much was stating in a way. And yeah, we're going to be seeing that feud going down between Rey Mysterio and Karrion Kross. His security comes up and got Karrion Kross and Scarlett out the room. So yeah, that's what happened there. But then we get to the next match. It was the SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Liv Morgan and Tegan Nox in a tag team match. They had a video package of Tegan Nox playing for you to get to know her and all that stuff. And we get to the match. It was going pretty good. At the ending, we see Liv try to hit Oblivion onto Shayna, but Shayna moves out the way and grabs Liv and hits a German suplex onto her. And then that's when Raquel Rodriguez comes walking down, and, you know, referees and stuff trying to hold her back. Ronda gets off the apron, distracted by that. And then the referee's distracted by that as well. And then that's when Tegan Nox come up. Well, we see Shayna trying to lock on the, you know, the Kukita clutch, pretty much, the Kitafuda clutch onto Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan pretty much hits a jawbreaker onto her, and then that's when Tegan Nox come up, hitting the Shining Wizard onto her, quickly got out the ring. Liv Morgan goes for the pin, 1, 2, 3, all over there. So yeah, Liv Morgan and Tegan Nox defeated Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler tonight in the tag team match. That's what happened for that match. I'll give it 2 stars. But yep, up next, we're going to be seeing Kurt Angle's birthday celebration up next on SmackDown, because, you know, he's heading to the ring now while everybody else is partying backstage. So yeah, that's happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, now they announced a few things for next week's SmackDown. Next week, they got Roman Reigns returning and stuff. So yeah, that'll be happening. And we got the Intercontinental Champion Gunther versus Ricochet 1-on-1 for the Intercontinental Championship next week as well. So yeah, those 2 of the things that's announced for next week's SmackDown. But we get to the last segment of the night. Kurt Angle, he comes down. He's having his birthday celebration. He got a big old cake and stuff like that in the ring. And he starts talking a little bit up until he gets interrupted by Chad Gable and Otis, Alpha Academy. They come out ruining his birthday celebration, talking about, you know, it sucks that you didn't even bring us to your birthday celebration and all that, because we deserve it and all that stuff. Do you know how hard it is to put a tie around Otis's neck, because he don't even got no neck and stuff like that? Just pretty funny right there from Chad Gable. But yeah, he was talking about that, and then he was telling Kurt Angle that he actually agrees with the fans for once, and that Kurt Angle sucks. And he tells Kurt Angle to get the hell out of his ring, because it's his ring, and him and Otis is going to eat all his cake. So Kurt Angle gets out the ring. We see Chad Gable and Otis eating the cake and stuff. And then Kurt Angle grabs the mic and he goes like, "Well, how you going to eat cake without any milk?" And then all of a sudden we see Gable Stevenson. So yeah, Gable Stevenson drove a milk truck down to the ring, and him and Kurt Angle start throwing milk jugs at Otis and Chad Gable. And then Angle grabs the hose, pretty much spraying them with milk. Back in 2001 again. So yeah, that's what happened. Kurt Angle celebrating his birthday. Pretty cool ending, I guess. So yeah, that's what happened there. Tonight's episode of SmackDown was pretty good. Match of the night, the Usos versus Sheamus and Bush. That match was really good. And same for that 6-man tag team match with Imperium versus the New Day and Ricochet. That match was good as well. But yeah, that has been my Friday Night SmackDown reviews. For tonight's Friday Night SmackDown, I'll give it 7 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good episode of SmackDown, so yeah, that's why I'll give it. But yeah, next week's SmackDown, I'm looking forward to that one for sure, with a match and, you know, Roman Reigns and stuff. So yeah, like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. It'll be down there in the description box. And yeah, I'll see you guys later for this Monday's Monday Night Raw reviews. See you guys later. Until then.